We're in a rural setting here in Grove City, PA. We have across the street a medical center which deals with some of the drug issues that we have here in our town. We had an incident where this lady was released and came over to the church one Wednesday night when we had our Truth Tracker program with a lot of little kids from ages from kindergarten up to 6th grade, and was outside playing. The kids were, and this lady came and started to cause a little bit of a concern with us.
You know, church is where people come a lot of times when they're having problems, you know, sometimes marital problems. And so, you know, when you're doing counseling, there's always that situation that can arise where, you know, you're trying to help one spouse, the other spouse doesn't want to be part of that, and yet, you know, they respond in a negative way and can create, you know, a lot of tensions and problems, a potential threat. And then just simply, you know, I think, again, you know, if you, as a church, you know, stand against a particular social issue, or, you know, you have a particular theological position that somebody from a different, you know, point of view doesn't like, and, you know, that can also at times be an issue as well. Well, we recognize the need for a safety team, and we wanted to make sure that if we were going to do that, that we had the kind of training that would be necessary to do it correctly, and have the kind of training that would facilitate accomplishing what it was we wanted to do. And so we were really glad to have the guys come and begin to work with our guys. And so over the last year or so, and for a while here in the future, we're going to be working hand in hand with them as they continue to train our guys through various aspects of safety. Because you have people that are specifically not just trained to handle those, but they're alert already to the possibility of things happening. You know, I think too often when issues arise or problems arise, or, you know, a situation, you know, if people aren't trained or aren't looking for that, aren't aware of that, oftentimes the response is too late. And so having guys trained, equipped, and ready and alert, I think, is really a benefit to our church. Well, you know, when it comes to the whole idea of a church, you know, protecting itself or having security in place, you know, there's several things you could talk about. You know, there's a passage of scripture that speaks about the responsibility to the widows and to the orphans, and certainly we have a lot of elderly people in, you know, our church, and you know, we have a responsibility to provide them a safe environment where they can come and, you know, worship, where they can come and fellowship with others. We've mentioned children. We need to make sure that we have an environment, and we're responsible to provide an environment that is safe. I think the church biblically has a responsibility to do everything they can within their power, within reason, to provide a safe environment. Again, you know, do I wish that we didn't have to go through all this to make that happen? Yeah, I do. But we can in this day and age, and so because of that, I think the church needs to step up and recognize the biblical responsibility to care for those who are not able to do that, or who are not prepared to do that. I think the positive aspect that I see, and I think the response that we've had from our congregation at large, is that we're thankful that the guys that do carry firearms have been trained and are in continual ongoing training as well. And so rather than being seen as a negative, I really do believe, at least for our congregation here, it's been seen as a very positive thing. And again, you know, as much as, you know, I wish that wasn't something that needed to be, in our day and age it is. And I think we need to have every measure of security that we can within reason, and making sure that those who are responsible for those positions are trained. And that's why we're thrilled to be part of all this.
I've never had a negative. Everything was positive, everything was upbeat, everything, especially with the situations lately when we've had a lot of incidents over the news in the countries of the shooting, everybody was just very concerned of what we were doing. And so when they found out that we were in the process of training and organizing and getting trained and setting up this program, they were very well pleased with what we were doing and very glad.
Not only would I recommend it, I'd highly recommend it. I think, sadly, you know, we live in a day and a culture, you know, where this is something that I think is needed. Wherever you've got, you know, groups of people coming together and meeting, where you have children, you know, who are in various parts of the building and things. I think a church who does not consider having some kind of a safety team and procedure in place is really putting themselves in a precarious situation.